Welcome. In front of me is a OPPO Reno 6, and today I'll show you how to go through the setup of the device. So when you put it up for the first time, you will be presented with the screen that you can see right over here. So start off by finding your desired language, which I'll be sticking with English, and then select Next, which tells you to select your region. Next we have Terms of Service. Now obviously no phone can go without those, so obviously we need to agree to user agreement, and it looks like we also are forced to agree to user privacy, security and protection policies. So yeah, those two are mandatory, the rest is not. Then on the next page we have option to connect to Wi-Fi, so you can either connect to Wi-Fi or insert your SIM card to get a network connection. And the reason you might want to do that is throughout the setup process of the device, you will get a pop-up to also log into Google account. Without any kind of internet connection, you won't get that screen, and additionally date and time won't be set automatically. Now I'll be skipping it anyway, which still gives me the option right here for the Wi-Fi assistant. So this is a fairly neat option which allows the device to pick and choose which Wi-Fi connection will be better for you at a given moment, and basically picks the stronger one. And when you enable this, it also gives you the option to use your mobile network instead if, for instance, both of the Wi-Fis or however many Wi-Fis you have are utter shit. So obviously pick whichever one you want for the enable right here. Now I'll mention that if you're going with the second one, the network from SIM card, so mobile network, you might want to keep in mind that sometimes your device might decide to switch to it, and if your data plan is not basically like any big gigabyte number, so I would say anything from like 4 gigabytes below per month, you might not want to enable this, because you might actually run out of your basically network before the end of the month, which leaves you without any kind of internet connection, at least through your SIM provider. So yeah, below 4 I wouldn't check that on. Anything if you have more than 4 gigs per month probably should be fine. So anyway, let's go to the next page, which gives us Google services. So we have location, scanning and sending user and diagnostic data. So you can tap on the arrow right here to expand it if you want to enable those or not. Obviously location, just GPS tracking. Scanning allows the device to look for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth signals, and then sending user and diagnostic data is a Google creeping up on your personal life and basically gathering data on you. So no thanks, that's just creepy. So let's just disable that and go further. Then we have set unlock method. So we have password, fingerprint and face. Now the ominous naming right here is just translation, which apparently several years in the devices being on the market, they still haven't managed to actually translate it correctly, which gives me very great confidence in their abilities in general. So if we go into password, surprise surprise, it's actually not a password, it's a PIN. So from here we can select a different ways of unlocking our device. If you want to change it, instead of having a PIN, you can have a PIN, pattern, password. Obviously we have the pattern right here, then we have the 4-digit, not a password, and that's also not a password, those are both PINs. But again, lost in translation. And then we have the actual password, so you can choose whichever one you want. I'll go with the pattern. And obviously you had the fingerprint and face recognition. Now additionally, if you're planning to use fingerprint or face recognition, you're always required to set up some kind of screen lock. So if something happens to your face or your finger, you still have some kind of physical way of unlocking the device and having access to it. Now this brings us to recommended auto update overnight. It's total bullcrap. Even if you enable this or don't, Android always, after it finds an update, it will eventually update it without your knowledge, even if you try to procrastinate with it. So this honestly means nothing. Then we have import data, which allows you to simply basically import data from your older device to this one. Now it is using their proprietary application, so if you're planning to do this, you'll need to download that application on your older device, and then you'll simply go through the guide that it will provide you of connecting the devices together and picking what kind of data you want to move over to the new device. But I'm setting it up as new, so next will do for me. And then we have navigation as the last option. So we have two ways of navigating to our device nowadays. We have the gestures and we have the old style buttons at the bottom. So again, pick whichever one you want. I prefer gestures, so that's what I'm going to stick with. And we can go to the next page, which finishes that up, the setup. Get started, and there we go. There is our home screen. So if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.